Well, hello, we're back at it for another day, and to give you a little bit of perspective, some of you have been following along with the driveway project, and that is right here, right behind me. And so to gain you a little bit of the perspective, the first inroad that I made into this property was a little bit above this driveway. I was hoping that I was going to be able to put the driveway lower, but I couldn't get a permit for it to go down there, so it had to be where it was. And so I've got another little inlet here that I've been using that is for the tractor, and I made a gate for that last year and whatnot. Built up this wall a little bit with my son, and was just trying to make that have a little, just look a little nicer and have a little bit more curb appeal, I suppose. But there was all kinds of brush in here. We have a brush fire going today, and I wanted to give a little perspective of the mess and how we're going to clean it up. The plan is to take all of the brush that you see behind me and to throw that onto the brush pile, get rid of some of that today, but then also to build this up a little bit. I've got some material right here, and I want to make this flat, make this a little nicer. And so that's what we're going to be doing today, and looking forward to having you follow along. These are our neighbors across the road. They're not too noisy. They're kind of cute, a little furry. But every now and then you hear them in the woods and wonder what's going on, then you remember that there's cows over there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start attacking this little area right in front of the property here. And I'm probably gonna take it to that stump a little bit, as well as get some of this dirt and throw that up there, and to, again, just kind of even things out a little bit and make this look like a little nicer area. And then eventually we'll do things like plant flowers or little trees or something like that here. Well, today was another good day. I was just thinking that I probably don't do a good enough job showing some of the non-glam stuff that goes on, the harder things, the bumps in the road, you know, for even little things like, you know, I busted up my broom handle and so I couldn't use my broom, so I had to get another broom handle, or my chainsaw wouldn't start, which is kind of ironic because I think it was just yesterday I was telling my son or telling somebody that my chainsaw seemed to be running great, but wouldn't start today, so I've got to figure that out. But overall, it was a really good day. Not a long day, but a pretty good day. There were other annoyances too, like that bonfire, the brush fire we had going. You know, it seemed like the smoke was following me the entire time. You know, I was 30 yards away from it, and it was as though I was standing with my face in that smoke at times. So, you know, things like that made for a harder day, but it was a good day nonetheless. In fact, I'm pretty happy with as much as we got done. All that brush being burnt was a big step. I wasn't totally planning on doing that today, but just kind of had the urge, did it, and really glad that I did because we got a lot of that brush out of the way. It looks so much cleaner up there now. In that one little area behind the little rock wall, I'll definitely bring in more material for that as time goes on, and as I come across it, I'll fill that up a little bit and make that look nice over time too. So I'm really glad with the progress of the last day or two, getting part of the driveway in, which is what I'm standing on and even parked on right now. And some of the other things like getting the brush out of the way and cleaning up some of that area, just so it doesn't just look so bad from the road. For the last year, all of that brush has been there and it's been a big mess. So very glad to have gotten a lot of this work done and can't wait to get back at it next week. Tomorrow's the Lord's Day, so I won't be doing any of this stuff, but looking forward to seeing you next week. And again, let me know in the comments below how these videos are hitting you, what could be done better. I want to learn, I want to grow, and I want to be humble as I try to figure out this YouTube thing. So please let me know what your thoughts are, what your ideas are, what you want to see, what you don't want to see, all those things. As a professor I had one time, he used to always say, questions, comments, deletions, completions. And so if there's anything like that, feel free to throw that in the comments below. But until next week, hey, God bless you, and we'll see you next time.